Hey guys! Hi! Hello! Happy Thursday! How are you? How is everyone? Yay! It's Thursday, it's almost Friday. We're almost there. Almost. Hi! Hey Jen, how are you? Awesome! Yay! Look at all the people. Look at all the folks. I was thinking like right now might be a time when people are getting through their slump and they might be busy. So I'm glad to see that there's some people here. Yay! Thanks for the hearts. Sorry, I'm getting all set up. It wasn't pre-set up on this one. Yay! Hi Steph. How are you? Haven't seen you in a while. I need this topic today. Okay, good. Yay. Okay, awesome. Are you rebranding? Melissa? I'm great, working on set, checking Periscope between takes. Nice. How cool. What set? What set are you on, Jen? Just on photo shoot? Melissa, yes you are. Hi, you're in my head today. I tend to do that, I'm sorry. Jill, hi Jill. You're currently rebranding. Okay, cool. Awesome. So this is sounds like a timely advice. Why is the light so bright? It wasn't like that when I was trying to set it up. Sorry guys. Ugh. You guys are like, we don't care. I'm booked for video production. Oh, fun. Yay. Been trying to rebrand for the last 3 months. Oh, what do you mean trying? Are you doing it yourself? Maybe that's what you mean. Let me close this too so it's not so bugging. Awesome. You're also rebranding. Yay, cool. Awesome. Okay. So I have 3 tips for you today. Uno, dos, tres. 3 tips. I like to keep them at 3. I don't know why, but 3 feels like a good number. 3 was good for Steve Jobs. He always used the number 3. Thanks for the hearts. So, cool. So, from number 1, and this might sound a little bit obvious, but I want to make sure that I say it in the way that I explain it to my clients. Thanks for all the hearts. You guys are awesome. We've heard, I'm sure you've heard this whole concept of ideal client. You're so Steve Jobs-ish. Not at all, actually. I guess just with my 1, 2, 3. So the first thing I want to chat about is kind of what some people call ideal client, but I have a different take on it. So maybe this is something different than what you've heard before. And it's who's your favorite. So so I call these your faves. And so number 1 is who is listening, who's buying. So not only just who is buying, but who's your favorite of the people that are buying. And it's not even like, it doesn't necessarily mean your highest paid clients. It doesn't mean, the people that are kind of just, your really close friends, but who are your actual favorites? Or do you have some favorites that, if you're an artist, that challenge you as an artist or that trust you? Maybe your favorite type of person to work with is the ones that trust you. Your hair looks great today. Oh my gosh, it's totally like in a knot. That's funny that you would say that. But yeah, so those are your faves. So number 1, who's listening, and you want to think about when you're planning your rebrand on who your favorite people are and how you speak to those people. So number 1 is who's your fave, who's listening, who's buying, and who's that favorite subset of the people that are buying from you. You want to decide that. You want to figure that out, because that is going to be the voice of your new brand and who you're actually speaking to. So it's going to be your audience. And you definitely have to have an audience. You cannot do a proper rebrand without an audience. So you have to make sure who's listening, right? And that's number 1. Number 2 is who are you? So my second tip is who are you? Because I think that people get really caught up in ideal client and thinking about who they should be and who they should be selling to, and we're forgetting about us. We're forgetting about our story and where we fit in. And actually, maybe some people are only focused on the story and who you are, and then not focused on who they're selling to. So these are things that you need both, right? Totally, yeah. So you need a little bit of both. So when you're thinking about your look and your feel and your rebrand, you're thinking about, you came right on time, awesome. Yeah, you need balance. So you need thanks for inviting followers. That's so awesome, Fresh Paper Studios. So you want a little bit of both. So people will ask me, do I want it to be something that I think that they would buy, or do I want it to be something that I like? And I'm like, I want a crossroads in between the two. It has to be something that you love too, and that's part of your story, or else you're not going to be passionate about it, and it will come through, really, obviously. Like, if you're trying to tell a fake story, we need to stand out and be a little bit different than what everyone else is doing. Yeah, exactly. Good point. You're so welcome. This is great. Oh, awesome. Thanks. So there's a crossroads between the two, between where your passion lies, who you are, what fires you up, what you love, and who's listening and who's buying and who's your favorites. You have to have a little bit of both of those because otherwise it's inauthentic both ways. So if you don't have yourself in it, if you don't have things that you love and part of the rebrand, if you're not in love with it, it's going to feel like you're not in love with it. And it's going to feel forced and it's going to feel fake, like you're not doing it on purpose. I mean, like you are doing it too much on purpose, right? It's going to feel inauthentic. So you need to love it because that confidence speaks everything, right, too. A lot of times, especially creatives, have trouble with confidence. And so when you have a brand that makes you feel great inside, that you feel really represents you, it opens up this whole world of confidence. And you can, it's like, have you guys ever had a business card and you didn't love it? And you're like, oh, yeah, here's my business card, but... and start apologizing for it. Or my website, but it's not ready yet, I'm still working on it. Like, there's all these, like, if then or whatever, like if statements, right? And that like really pulls down the confidence of your brand. But when you're super confident in your brand, and you love it and you are a fan of it, then other people can gravitate just to your excitement, right? It's very contagious. Your confidence is contagious. So that you have to make sure that you love it too, that you're not just doing something so that it feels like it sells, right? That you actually believe in it. And also, like I said, what's your story? Have a part. Yeah, so true, guilty. Yeah, so you're playing a part in this too, that they are invested in you. They can get behind your brand. They can understand who's doing the work or whatever. They care about you and they care about hearing that story. So that is my second tip. And my third tip, my last tip, is you got to think about what is your future. So this is something that my clients I don't know if they're afraid of this or they just want to ignore it, or I don't know what it is. But I constantly, when I'm doing consultations, especially the first time, we're talking about where they were in the past and where they are presently, but they never really want to talk about the future. Did you say your confidence is contagious? Yeah, I totally did. We need to quote that, right? We need to post that in the Facebook group. Who are your faves? Who are you? And what is your future? Exactly. Yay! Thanks so much for that, Carolina. So who are you in the future? And so yeah, a lot of people will focus on, oh well, my website was here or whatever. Now it's here. Or now here's this. Here, let me give you a better example. You're right about if you don't love it, confidence won't be there. Yes, love that quote. Okay, cool. So yeah, so people will say, my website looks like this, and I hate it, and here's what I want. So that's looking at the past, and that's looking at the present, right? So you're saying my business is here, and here's what I need. But you're not thinking about what your business needs for the future. And I know that's hard. Of course, we all can't tell the future, but we know what's on our heart for the future, and that is what is important. So what is on your heart for the future? What are those big goals, those big dreams you have? Maybe they're not anywhere near like where you're at right now, and that doesn't matter. But you need to think, yeah, ding ding, lights are on, yeah. You need to think about where you want to be in the future. If you're the type of person that you know that you're not hearted up, oh, thank you so much, Carolina, you're so sweet. Think about, yeah, passive income. Maybe it's, expanding your brand into other avenues, into other areas. Like maybe you don't want to just do what you're doing now. Just think about all those things. What does the future look like for you, and what is your plan? And you want a brand based on that. Is Brie your sister? Most definitely not. I know you're talking about Brie Olson, and she's 1,000 majillion% not my sister. If she was, I would disown her. Anyways, she's just this goofy girl on Facebook. On Periscope. So that is what you want to think about the future. You want to plan for the future. Oh my gosh, you are just not cool right now. Okay, block party. Not getting asked any more questions about Olsen, the Olsen last name, because then we know what was next, right? He was gonna ask, are you a part of the twins? Yeah, okay. Ashley and Mary Kate, like he was just gonna go down the line. Yeah, exactly. He was gonna go down the line of Olsen. So, right. So that's why it's so important to think about your future, because you want to build that brand to be that person that you're going to be. And so you want to be thinking about those things ahead of time. You want to be planning for those things. And then, like I said, that's something that almost none of my clients, sorry, I'm totally having a thing. Hold on, let me get a drink. I need a break. Hold on. LOL. Yeah. Isn't it so funny? I still say LOL, but I hear people say LOL. Do you guys hear people say that? Like, are they really reading it? Like, do they not know that it means LOL? I don't know about what's up with that. But anyways, I've heard a few people on Periscope say LOL, and I'm like, what? So how do you do that for the future? Yeah, so I would just think about, like I said, what's on your heart for the future. What are things that you love, that you like to do? What does your income look like in the future? You can do kind of some future casting. So that say, oh my gosh, I just realized there's like 50-something people in here. Wow. I'm sitting here like drinking and talking about Olsen people. I'm so sorry, guys. Thanks for the hearts. So yeah, so how you do that? You think about your 5-year goals. Where do you want to be in 5 years? Like, what does your business look like in 5 years? What do they look like in 10 years? What do they look like in 20 years? And that's kind of how I would decide on what my future would be. And that's kind of how I talk my clients through it when we're talking on the phone. I say, like, what are those other things that you might want to offer in the future? What do you want to sell in the future? What does your income stream look like in the future? Are you diversified? Are you doing new things? Are you doing the same thing? Are you charging more? Like, what do that look like? What do your goals look like? And so that is why that's how I help people kind of pull out their future. But also, sometimes when I ask this people, future casting, can you walk us through it with an example? That was an example. Was that not a good enough example, Melissa? Yeah, like that would be an example. Just thinking about hi Taiwan, awesome. That's how I would talk to my clients. I would ask my clients about it. And so here, I'll give you a more concrete example. So if you still want something else. So like, I'll be on a phone call with someone and I'll say, you know, what does the future look like for your business? And they're like, well, I don't know. I mean, just doing the same thing but better, right? And I'm like, well, yeah, but what are other things that you would want to do with your business? Like stuff that you've just kind of thought about, like maybe in passing, or like thought about big goals or whatever. And maybe they'll say, oh, well, I thought about teaching, like I thought about doing some e-courses or something, and I'd be like, oh, okay, well, you know, maybe we put your site on WordPress, because WordPress, you'll be able to update really easily and add an e-course, or something like that. Or if they're like, oh, well, in the future, I kind of wanted to start selling products, and then I'd say, oh, okay, well, let's check out Shopify. Shopify is great for products, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, whatever it is, for example. So I would say, when I'm literally doing it, when I'm doing the brand and the website design, then I try to pull those things out, try to think of what they're looking for in the future. Or maybe they're saying, well, we're looking to start a family, so I'm looking to take on less hours. And then I would say, okay, well, so you're thinking about some passive income stuff, or you're thinking about bringing other people on your team. So then we're going to think about branding for a team, right? So there's all these little things that we would kind of plan. So you plan for where you want to go. Yeah, exactly. So maybe you're asking specifically, how do you brand for the future? Is that kind of what you're asking? So yeah, I would say, what's the next step to get there? So you don't necessarily have to brand for the future right now, because you obviously need to speak for who you are, but you want to have that in the back of your mind, because maybe there's a middle ground. Like maybe there's here and there's the future, and then you kind of brand for somewhere up in that way. How do you stay true to what you do now and think about the future? Yeah, that's where I'm thinking you kind of get somewhere in the middle. You develop it on a platform that you know can grow with you. You use a name that you know can grow with you. You use a style that you know can grow with you. I mean, all those things. You start shifting your way of doing business from the old to the new. There's going to be a path that you go down. So you start doing that. Like, let's say, for example, you wanted to start doing more passive income. So then now you're going to start thinking about marketing and doing blog posts and doing webinars and doing Periscopes and doing, you know, and building your list to get up to this point. So there's all these little steps that you'll do to get there. So you think about where you are now, where you are in the future. This should have been a whole scope on its own, right? Just talking about future casting and how to build your business towards the future. Maybe I'll do a separate one on that. But that's what you need to know when you're doing the branding process, because you want to be branding for who you're going to be, so you don't have to rebrand tomorrow, right? That's exactly what you're afraid of, is going through this whole thing, and then you change, and then you're this person, and you're like, wait, why didn't I knew I was going to do that. Why didn't I pay attention to that part of my brain and saying, I knew where I knew where I wanted to go, so I should have really just branded with who I wanted to be, or the next stepping stone to that. So that is my advice for that. I know that was a little long-winded, but hopefully that was helpful. And if I'll totally do another Periscope on it. Oh, I forgot to mention to you guys, I'm over 100. This is my 102nd I'm trying to is it backwards? I can't remember. It's my 102nd Periscope, and so I totally forgot that my 100th one was my 100th one, and I didn't do anything big about it, and I was like, boo! So yesterday was my 101, but the day before that, when I did the pricing one, that was my 100th. So anyways, here, woohoo, yay! I got 100 scopes under my belt. I think about the future too much, and I end up losing what I'm doing now. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, some people are like that too. Some people are very big picture thinkers and, you know, long-term sort of thinkers. Oh yeah, thank you, thanks. A lot, you know, which is, it's good. It's an awesome thing to be a big dreamer and a big picture thinker, and the world needs those type of people. But you also have to pull back a little bit and be an executor as well. I love listening to you. Oh, you're so sweet, Kim. I miss you. I need to listen. I want to listen to you. I want to like talk. We need to do like a Skype or, oh, actually I'm going to see you soon, right? Not too long, just a few weeks. I'll see you. But yeah, so you want to be thinking of, I totally lost my train of thought on that one. What the heck was I saying? I don't usually do that. I don't usually lose it. Oh yeah, executing. So yeah, you can be a big picture person, but you need to execute on a daily basis and stuff too. And that's where it's going to take a little bit of discipline. If you are kind of a pie in the sky dreamer and you love thinking about the future, which I totally do too, I have to have a little bit of discipline in knowing that I can get what I'm currently doing now, but also like doing the stuff that you have to do, that you're like booked or whatever that you're doing now. Oh, you guys are just so sweet. I lost connection for a few seconds. Okay, no worries. I just said that I'll see you soon, so I'm excited to see you soon. Anyways, but then you want to like maybe like one thing that I do like CEO Mondays sometimes. So how do you help people rebrand people who call you as a designer? I don't know if I know what you mean by that. Who call you as a designer? Like, how do I help design for designers? Is that what you mean? I do that all the time. Actually, I would say a majority of my clients are designers themselves, and so it's just more of a collaborative process. Like we just really collaborate with each other, and it works really well actually, because they need someone outside themselves to see their business in a different way. And I totally get it, because I can't rebrand myself either. I mean, like when you're so close to your business and you can't really see how you're seen from an outside perspective, it's tough. It's really tough. And also a lot of designers don't do web, so they kind of don't really know what to do exactly anyways, so that's usually why they come to me. I don't know if that was your question, Melissa, but there you go. Just tried. Cynthia from Virginia, you did my logo. Oh yeah, I totally remember. I remember everybody that I did your logo. I remember Dreams to Reality. I totally remember doing your logo. That was a while ago. That was like, what was that, like 4 years ago? Maybe? I can't remember, but weird, sorry. How do you rebrand people, pull them out of where they're going? So kind of a lot of this, so I'll recap really quickly, and those are the things that I really focus on. Number one, who's listening? Who's your favorite clients? The ones that light you up, the ones that make you love what you do. Think about those people. You're talking to those people, so decide who those people are. Number two, decide on, you know, what you like, and make sure that you are being true to your passions and the things that you love, and make sure you love the branding, and think about focusing on your story and what's really important about you and what makes you different. That's my number two. So first is them, second one's you, and then the third thing is your future. Where do you want to be in the future? What do you want to be offering in the future? And trying to plan for either that future or somewhere in between. That's why I loved working with you, because you guided me through the process. Oh, you're so sweet. Yes, you had your first child. You're awesome. Yeah, Avon. So that would have been 4 years ago. I totally was trying to remember exactly how long ago that was, but I totally remember everybody. I don't do that many clients where I wouldn't remember my past clients. I totally remember all my clients. Yeah, it's funny. People email me after a couple years and they're like, "I'm sure you don't remember me," and I'm like, "Of course I do." Of course I remember. Why wouldn't I? I mean, I spent a lot of time on stuff, so of course I remember. Oh, thank you. What should a website be, simple or other? What do you mean by that? I think it would depend on you and all those things I said. So who your ideal client is, who you are as an artist or whatever you are. I totally missed that long one. I'm so sorry. And third, you know, who you want to be in the future, what do you want to offer in the future, how do you want to be different in the future. So those are my 3 tips. If you just came in, you can watch the replay. I don't want to totally spend too much time recapping, because I spent a lot of time doing it the first time. Awesome, you guys. I paint people's lawn green. Oh my gosh, I need that. I have some brown spots right now. I'm in California, and pretty much everyone's lawns around here are brown. Okay, guys. For the drought, yeah, exactly. All right, you guys are amazing. You guys are awesome. If you just came in, make sure you watch the replay, and so that you know what you need to do for your rebrand and for your refresh. If you want to come and join our Facebook group, we have an awesome Facebook group called Inspired Scope, inspiredscope.com. It's our little community. I am 34 years old. And love-inspire.com/periscope is where I have my saved periscopes. I just put in my one from yesterday, so there's a new one up there. And love you guys so much. Thank you for all the hearts. This was helpful. Yay, it was helpful. Good. Awesome. I'm glad it was helpful. And if, you know, like I said, if you guys didn't watch the, if you guys didn't see it all, make sure you watch the replay, because I think there was some good stuff in there. I went into more about future casting and how you prepare your business for the future. So I should totally do another scope on that, because I feel like that's a ton of info, and I know a lot about it, and I work with my clients a lot. So. Yay, Melissa, it was so good. Awesome, yay. Okay, have an awesome rest of your Thursday. Thank you so much if you guys are just coming in. Make sure you watch the replay because it was good stuff. Thanks for all the hearts. Yeah, you have a blessed day too. Yes, please, Future Scope. Okay, I'm going to write that down, make sure I don't forget. All right, guys, have a wonderful rest of your Thursday, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Kisses. Bye. Thanks for the hearts, you guys. Aw. I always don't want to leave when there's all these hearts coming. Aw, you guys are awesome. What color are my toes? What does that mean? They're the same color as my fingers.